Hi guys. Welcome to the Yards Connection podcast with the Nembhards, Kiki and Kevin, or Kevin and Kiki Nembhard. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another episode in the Yard
Yeah.
Connection.
Yeah.
Right here, right now.
You're taking away my style now. I have to make my own signature. You make your own.
Oh my God.
All about saying,
Listen.
Let's make it a signature.
No, baby. The day you say it, I do.
Yeah.
I can copy anything from you. Trust and believe.
Yeah, this thing of being married now. Anyway, today we're gonna be visiting a very interesting topic. It's something that's been trending on our brain for a while.
Yeah.
Whereas we keep thinking about when this whole thing is gonna end.
Yeah, when this whole thing is gonna end. Well, before we get into it, remember, guys, to follow us on social media. Instagram is Yard Connection Podcast. On Twitter is Yard Connection. So please follow us and click like and subscribe and share our podcast, all our posts. Please, guys. We appreciate all those that are already following us. We see you guys. All the love, all the feedback we are getting. Thank you so much. We acknowledge it. Yeah. So today's topic. Today we're discussing something serious. There's nothing sexual about today. Which is something that he enjoys talking about.
You might never know. I might sneak sex into it.
No. You cannot. Not in this topic. This topic is serious.
We're be serious about this one. But I don't want people to,
Guys, we're talking about black tax.
Yeah.
I'm sure, most people know that especially in the black community. Black tax. The one we're talking about is the financial responsibility that we have as black professionals, taking care of our less fortunate family members. That carries on. That's been carrying on and on for decades, and
it's
as long as there's a professional in the family, you end up being responsible for somebody else.
Passing on from generation to generation. I mean, I see it's getting less now, but I think we need to stop it. Period.
Yeah.
The trend of it need to stop right now. And that's why I'm doing my part in terms of making sure that this trend stops. You know what I'm saying? Because if we continue to do this, then it's just gonna continue forever. Who's gonna stop it? We have to start somewhere. And from my side, and I hope more people would start coming to that point where they start making it a more like a responsibility for them in terms of something for them to do. Because if we don't do that, it's gonna be a continuous problem, because we've been seeing this for years and years and years. You find that your mom worked so hard, but at the same time she had 10 kids. So instead of concentrating on herself, she had to be concentrating on her 10 kids. And then her 10 kids grow up now, and instead of concentrating on their life, they have to be concentrating on their mom. Because she's not, fit enough to say work or stuff like that. Or you're the breadwinner of the family at the time. So instead of concentrating on your life, you have to be taking care of mommy or probably some cousins or, some less fortunate people.
Imagine it also from the 10, we come as most black people, we come from like big families.
Yeah,
so you find that,
like that.
So you find that from the 10 kids, only 2 are going to be successful, financially successful.
Because it's always a case where the mother is, for example, wasn't able to send all 10 to college or even all 10 to school. Just a general perspective.
So 8 of them become less fortunate, and they become the 2 professionals' responsibility to. How are you going to build yourself? How are you going to build your children? If you are going to be still forced or put in a situation where you feel responsible, or it is imposed on you to act a certain way, like, okay, you are responsible for ABC. Right. And also it's something that is in our nature. Where that, okay, there's a cousin, that's all right. Even now with the clothes that we have for our children are very fortunate.
Right.
So we have to keep taking stuff and giving to our less fortunate family members, or sharing, or every now and then you pass it on, or you get something for someone in the family. It's okay to do that because you want to. It's okay to do that. No. Yeah, it's okay to do that because you want to, not because you are forced to. There is a lot of us who are forced in situations where you cannot say no.
Yeah,
and
you're that person. You're making all the money. You're making more money than anybody else in the family.
So everybody else feels like they have to get a piece of it.
I think it has to start from the point where, you know what, as much as I love kids, because if I could afford 10 kids, trust and believe, I love kids that much. I'm saying, but the problem with our Black community is that we don't tend to limit ourselves when it comes on to a family. And like you said earlier, we always have, most Black people has a large family. And this put a strain on us. Look at other culture, like other other races and stuff like that. You find that they probably have 1 or 2 kids.
Yeah.
What do you think that does? You find as soon as the child reaches 17, he's already
gets a car, gets an apartment.
He has an apartment for himself. He has, because the mother or the father was able to concentrate on that one or two. One or two. You know what I'm saying? Unlike us, and that is why I mean, I have 4 kids, which I'm very proud of, and I make sure that they're, like I said, they're so fortunate that they have everything that they need. Unlike when we were growing up, but I mean, it's a trend, and I realize that the trend is getting less. So I think with our generation now, we need to actually do something about it, because I mean, time's gone by. The kids used to be less fortunate too. Looking at our kids, they are way fortunate. Like I would always tell them that I don't wish anything for you guys to go through anything that we went through, but I wish you guys at least have an experience of it to see what life is like on that side, because then they tend to take things for advantage. You know what I'm saying? Which, when we're growing up, there was no such thing as taking something for advantage. You just grab any opportunity that comes. If someone is giving us some clothes, you appreciate it. If they're giving us some food, it's so what me and my wife, make sure that we put in place in terms of our structure. I mean, we're gonna make the kids have majority. So if we're making $10 together, we make sure that they get the $8, to build their life. If it means sending them to college, sending them to school, whatever it is. But unlike generations before, they weren't putting down the $2 for themselves.
Yes.
They were still putting the whole $10 on the kids. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we have stopped.
And as the kids grow older now, they have to now still focus on going back as to not raising but supporting and maintaining and whatever financially towards their parents, which is, like you were talking about other races. Other races have these things on lock. They the minute the child turns 16 or 17, they get a car, they get a full furnished apartment,
and they would have got the proper education, and so they would have gotten a good
so
job.
They don't exactly.
So it's less stress.
It's less stress, and they don't have to take care of their parents, because their parents have got some pension funds set up, retirement annuities set up, so they have all those things on lock on their side, and they don't have to stress. And when sometimes, another thing is, I've noticed that with most races, they take their parents to old age home.
I
would rather have my mom next to me and take care of my mom.
The ones that you see, because you know what, for our Black community, I mean, we grew up as family, so we had that
Black
family.
Is big on family.
Black itself is family.
And you know what? Sorry, there's a company I used to work for, and my boss at the time, he wasn't talking to his brother. He hadn't spoken to his brother in 10 years. The brother moved to another country, I think. And so he only used to get along with the sister. The brother, they never used to get along. And the mother, they only got together, which is we found out when that happened. They only got together when the parents were now retiring, and they wanted to sell the main house. So that's when the other son came from another country, and it was more like, we're just gonna sell this, and they're sending the parents to an old age home. But what I'm trying to say is, there is no unity in most of these other races.
And that's a problem. There's no love.
Listen to me speaking Zulu now.
There's no love there.
we have that family. We have that family thingy naturally.
Yeah, that comes. I mean, this has been from the days of slavery.
With other people, their family is their immediate family.
It's not only that. Apart from just their immediate family, like I said, you see, because they weren't grown up with, say, a large family. Then the love tend to be less too. And that's why you find a lot of them, the moment their mom or their dad reach a certain age, they don't want that responsibility. So they have enough money to send them to, no, I want to spend time with my mom or my dad. I'm saying, but they don't look at it like that. And most of these people don't feel anywhere about doing it.
Yeah, it's part of them.
It's part of them.
It's natural to them, just like it's natural to us to be family.
We look at it like, oh my God, I can't believe you actually do that.
And that's why they don't understand. Let's say when you have another race, which is the boss, and your cousin passes on, you go to them and like, I'm going to a funeral, to my cousin's funeral. They're like, but that's gonna be unpaid leave. And you're like, but why? You say, no, because that's not immediate family. Because to them, it's like immediate family has to be your mother, your father, and your kids. That's it. Anyone else outside that is extended. So that's why they don't understand, and that's how they were raised. That's how they are, and that's how we were raised. So it's different.
Which is understandable. But at the same time, I still think that we need. I mean, we're doing enough that we're doing now. But we can't do it alone either.
Yeah, it has to stop,
like I said, it goes in stages because it's been going on for such a while. It's not something that's gonna just be broken like that. But like you notice, it's getting less. But,
it is getting better now because
compared to how things are, because you find that. A lot of black people then are breaking away from the cycle, even if it means moving away from the family. To spend their. Can you find that sometimes when people get in another relationship or stuff, they would get an apartment with their wife or their husband, or whichever way, or stuff like that. So that takes them away from the responsibility. Because the moment you're in that family house, you're gonna have to be providing for that house. You're not providing for one person. Because it's gonna look so bad. You go to the supermarket and buy one bread when you need 10 bread. You know what I'm saying? And it's natural for us. So in order for you not to feel the guilt, most people most people move away. You find that these people are doing way better. Like you said, it's not so trending now compared to how it was. Because you find that our foreparents, they mess up a lot, but I understand because they were doing it from love. You know what I'm saying? They have the last bread that they have, they're giving it to their kids.
Yes.
And it's that family thing, which I love. But I wish the only way we can be doing that is if we're okay, at least financially. You know what I'm saying? But you find
for us to be okay financially, we also, like you're saying, we have to break that cycle. As in, when you were talking about the kids, we already have 4 kids, so there's no turning back.
Definitely.
But for those that are coming after us, if you can just try and manage to at least limit the number of the kids, especially if you're not in a position to take care of them,
and that's
please.
And that's why
because then your children become my responsibility, and I don't want that. That is why like you said, I mean, I hope more family would do this, where they make their children more fortunate then, because more fortunate, put your kids in a better position in life. You know what I'm saying? Where our kids make sure that they get the best education, they get the best of everything. You know what I'm saying? So it puts them in a better position to help themselves. Like for me personally, I'm not helping my kids financially to say put them in a better position for them to come and take care of you in the future. No, we have to take care of ourselves, set everything in place now. I'm putting
them in that position, whereas in the moment they turn, say, 17, 18,
they're able to stand on their own.
At least to start do summer jobs or stuff like that, to see what responsibilities are like. And so the moment they start doing that, remember, I used to be putting away $2 for us. Now we can start putting away $5.
Yes, because now those ones.
Bear in mind, it doesn't mean that they're not allowed to come back to us when they need help, because we're gonna be their backbone either way.
Yes.
But what we're trying to break is the cycle, so that they can go ahead and live up
and build their own lives.
So they can concentrate on their kids. So it's instead of it going backwards where they're concentrating on us, they can go forward and concentrate on their
and
kids
build their own empires.
Build their own empire. And then they try to set that same trend for their kids. So the moment their kids become, old enough to, they don't have to be, taking care of them. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
that's the cycle.
It's a cycle, but it's getting better.
It's stressful.
But it's stressful,
it is stressful
because oh my God.
Because when you look at it, oh sorry, I dropped my phone. Sorry guys. When you look at it, it's like even when we growing up. You look at how even our mothers, how they are responsible for other people's children.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's always like a cousin in the house.
It's a community thing.
Yes, it's like a cousin or a distant cousin. You hear, oh, this is so-and-so's daughter, and you're like, who is so-and-so?
Back over there, this popular dancehall artist, which he did well and he's still doing well, Shabba Ranks.
Shabba.
You know what? His mother used to prepare food for the entire community. And this is how most black people are. There's no way, even my mom, when I was growing up, my mom still do this thing up to this day. It's funny enough, even when she moved here to the States, most people that came here to the States for the first time, they were actually living with her before they reach out on their own.
Oh, wow.
She's always...
she's always...
you know what? Yeah, it's just know that...
She's always accommodating.
It's just know that her kids are fully involved with her, in terms of being here and stuff.
Shout out to mommy.
She stopped doing these things.
Mrs. Williams.
But I mean, it's a trended thing. What you think happened now? She's more able to concentrate on herself. Because her kids are okay.
Yeah, the kids are big.
But normally, what would have happened is that she would have been concentrating on another person. Oh, Ma's fine. I need to go to the doctor. I need to see if I can give him $50 or stuff like that. That cycle has been broken. So I mean, it's something that's pretty interesting. But I mean.
Yeah.
Like I said, the most important thing is that it's the cycle has been broken. But I mean, we can't do it alone. So that's why we're reaching out to the wider diaspora for them to, have an understanding and to do their part in terms of. It doesn't mean that you don't want to help family members, but you're not putting,
make it my responsibility.
You're not putting a cousin in a better position so that that person can still come stress you. I've helped so many people in my life. I remember even back home. Home is Jamaica, by the way. Big up yard.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember even back home, I had this guy that I was helping. He had a business, but he got sick. And he had to use all the money that he had, saved from that business to take care of his health, which I understand. So I remember after meeting him and stuff, I agreed to help him to get back on his feet. Bear in mind, I had my own responsibilities too. Yeah. But I was willing to make that sacrifice. And then I said, okay, I can give you the line, I can give you the hook, I can give you the bait. And I'll even take you fishing just so you to have that start. And I remember starting this guy up. He was doing so good, but then I realized even though he's doing good, bear in mind, I'm not looking for nothing from him. Because, I mean, the moment he's fishing, that simply means he doesn't have to depend on me for anything. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Because he's catching his own food. So, but then I realized a lot of these people, even when you put them to fish, they still come back. They still come back to you, boy, to the did slow. What does that have to do with me? You know what I'm saying? You know what? I end up in a position where I had to cut off that person.
Yeah, obviously.
Because I realize it's gonna be a burden for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying to this person, I'm saying, look at it. I have 4 kids, and I'm still able to be, helping you out in situation like this. I'm making sacrifices to help you out.
And people still take advantage of that. The minute you assist someone once,
that's it.
They're gonna keep coming. They're gonna keep coming. But look at my responsibilities as well.
You know what? Some people, you have to wonder if there's such thing as common sense.
No.
Because
no conscience either.
Because the moment you see someone with 4 kids, naturally I'm gonna be like, oh my God, how can I go and ask him for $10? He already have 4 kids.
But then the thing is, they look at it like because you are not struggling. Because it is known that people with many kids are supposed to struggle.
They don't know if we're struggling.
That's the thing.
Because some people don't. Not everyone express their feelings on the outside.
Exactly. With that said, we are not struggling.
We're not struggling.
We're just saying that people, they expect you. I got to a point at some time when, like you're saying, there are people who keep coming. There was a situation where a family member. This family member knew when I was getting paid.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Knew when I was getting paid. Yes. And every time when it's time for my payday, she has something to say to ask for money. Every month. Well, back home we get paid every month.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like every month end she has something. She'll be like, okay, she needs this, she needs that. And that's until I realized, no, man, why is it when you check your bank statement and you see the money that's going out, you're like, I feel like this person is actually part of my the things that my bills.
Your budget.
Yeah, he's my budget. She's my budget. And I'm like, but how is this even possible? And the thing is that they don't ask.
They can't.
They borrow.
They don't
like they're gonna pay back.
Right, and they don't want to be the one to stop it either.
No, they're not gonna stop because they're benefiting. They're not gonna. I mean, if somebody's giving me money every day for free for doing nothing, obviously, who would want to work?
Well, I have a conscience, so like with me, I mean,
So we need to try as the younger generation to try and make things right, to try and put a stop to it so that it doesn't continue. And remember, what you're doing today affects your children in the future, no matter how you look at it. Your children, and you find that in a situation with Black families, especially where we have those cousins who have more kids.
Right.
You
as your responsibility.
Yes, you as Kevin and Kiki decide, okay, we're just gonna have 4 kids and that's it. We don't want any other kids.
That's it.
We just gonna. I think the 4 kids is what we are able to afford.
We can afford it, right?
We can afford the 4 kids, and then you have a cousin who doesn't have a job, by the way. That cousin doesn't even have a steady relationship. She's not married. Then she comes with 6 kids.
Oh, snap!
Right. So there's that, and you cannot turn your back on her. And then something happens to that cousin. She's struggling alive. She's struggling to raise her kids. Right. And then something happens to her. Unfortunately, she passes on. There's 6 kids left behind without a parent.
Yeah. It's
the fathers, we don't know where they are. Right. So there's 6 kids left without a parent. So now the family has to decide.
Step up to the
plate. Take those 6 kids in. And start splitting the kids. It's not good for the kids either. Because if you have those 6 kids and you die. Your family, the family members that are left behind are responsible for your kid, and no family member is going to be able to take care of 6 kids by themselves, including theirs. So your kids will have to be split. Go to the other auntie. This one is going to be raised by the other auntie. This one is going to be. It's not fair to the kids. Can we stop?
Yeah, I mean, one of the main things that keep putting us in that position, and that's why I need Black people to be more financially strong. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we have to do to place ourselves in better position, we need to start doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because so it lessen the burden of that you're gonna be putting onto people. Because the moment you have other responsibilities, then it's gonna stop you from achieving your goals. Even assisting your family the way you're supposed to assist it. You know what I'm saying? So. I mean, we have to stop it, and I mean, it's something that I think it's gonna phase out eventually. Because especially with how the generations are now, these kids, you know what? I think it's not. it's not just us working on it now, the kids are also doing their part, because you find that families now are different compared to what they were back then. These kids don't give a shit about their mother or their father. No. The moment they reach a certain age, they don't give a shit. And that is why from the get-go, as much as our kids love us and stuff, but they have their own life to live. Me and my wife made the decision to say, listen, they're our main responsibilities, so we're gonna give them 80%. The 20% is gonna split between me and you.
Yeah.
Because if push come to shove and these kids get big, you think I'm gonna be looking at? Do you think the kids are gonna have time to be saying, "Oh my God, my mom used to take good care of me"? They don't get most kids. I mean, hopefully our kids, not
with this generation, the kids
but that's what I'm telling you. It's not just.
They don't even like sharing.
Exactly. It's not just.
It's like mine is mine.
Right. It's not just something that's been trying to be broken in terms of us. It's the generation now, so it's putting a pause on it. It's taking time to phase out eventually because of how these kids are now. How they are in terms of, as you said, sharing and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're exposed, and they're exposed, and the fact that we're talking about it now, and when they listen to it, it's like, why would I be taking care of my cousin's child? That's not my responsibility.
For our generation, we didn't look at it like that because we had a more family structure, whereas we
grew up with cousins in the house.
Yeah, we didn't view things like that. But these kids,
these ones are very inquisitive, and they want an answer to every question.
And they ask a lot of questions too.
Yes. So we're like, okay, so you were staying with your cousin.
Yeah. Why do we have to buy a bread for cousin Dave?
Can't they buy for themselves?
Yes. These kids will ask that question. Yes. I mean, the generation now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like I said, there's nothing wrong with taking care of another family member, especially if they're placed in situations which is understandable. But if it's not understandable, if this person has the health and strength to work and at the same time decide that for whatever reason they choose, then they're not going to work, then that's his business. Because that's not going to put a burden on me. Luckily, I'm different, so. I mean, my money is for my immediate family. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just how I view it. If other relatives need assistance, every now and then I would jump in and give some form of assistance. But it's not something that's gonna be every week I get paid. I know I have to send $100 back home
to someone.
Hell no.
Yeah.
How am I gonna achieve how we gonna achieve all the dreams?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's the sad part. That's the sad part. That people are selfish.
Like I said, I mean that's how I view on it. I don't know how other persons view it. But I think it's a very interesting topic, and it's something that we need to look into more. We're probably gonna have to visit this one too. In terms of get a wider thing on it. So just to get a better understanding. But like I said, from our views, I think it makes sense to start phasing it now. And start putting a stop to it. So that our kids can have a better life. Whatever they want to come and do, like for our kids, whatever they want to grow up on, it's not like we're growing them to be selfish or stuff like that. But bear in mind, they have their own mind.
They have their own mind. They have their own journeys and paths that are set for them.
Yes, it's already set for them. So I mean, I don't want to be put in a situation where we're like, hey, I used to take care, I used to clean your butt.
I hate that.
Yeah, I used to do this for you.
But you gave birth to me.
This means
our mothers do that. Why do mothers do that?
This means what? You have to be my responsibility.
I carried you for 9 months and I was in labor for 22 hours and this and that. So now you're here and you don't want to do this for me. I'm like, okay, but I didn't ask to be born.
Well, you know what? For the mother part, for the mother part, it can be dealt with because
the mothers come first.
Mommy is always going to be mommy, and I'm always going to be taking care of the mothers.
The mothers are.
It becomes a problem when you involve because these mothers. they always take
and there are some aunties also. Yes, yeah, you see, when our mothers are working hard, sometimes they leave you with an auntie who's gonna wipe you, clean you for the day and whatever. Trust and believe
they use that
person, you are stuck with them for the rest of your life because they're gonna remind you all the time. You know, when your mother used to work, I'm the one who used to take care of you.
Yes.
You know, then they expect to have a say in everything that you do. They feel entitled.
They're supposed to get 10% of whatever you're making.
All because they took care of you for 2 months.
2 months. You know what I mean? It's okay.
My God,
okay.
black tax.
Yeah, it's okay. They can do whatever they want to do. I know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I wish more people would actually, do more in terms of, what they do about it.
Yeah.
Breaking the cycle.
Let's break the cycle.
We need to break the cycle now.
That's it. We need to break that cycle.
The thing is, I need to see more because there are a lot of black people out there who are recognized in the world. Don't get me wrong. Most of today's society is contributed from black men. In terms of
we are the builders.
In terms of the
and the creators.
In terms of things that were built and stuff like that. It's coming from but you find that we're singled out. Or the generation gap is too wide.
It's too wide.
So you find that one Malcolm X was born now, the other Malcolm X is not going to born until a 10-year time period.
Later,
while you find that Mr. Jung Jang, 10 of them,
Junior,
10 of them are going through the same phase at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we're trying to have more black people. That's more, want to see black people living in some of these communities where it's considered as, upscale or suburbs or, I don't want people to continuously be looking down on us. You know what I'm saying? We work too hard. I think we work harder than
any other race. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? True. We work too hard just to come be working for the rest of our life.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? We're not setting any goals or.
Yeah, and it also boils down to what we're saying, that we need to take care of each other in terms of yes. There's a plane passing, guys. It's okay.
We live close by the airport.
So what I'm saying is taking care of each other. I'm not talking about taking care of each other financially, which is what we're talking about, the black tax situation. To avoid that black tax situation, we need to be considerate. As black people, be considerate towards another black person. Be considerate towards your sister, your brother, your cousin, or whoever, to say, okay, this person works so hard. How can I assist in terms of not financially? It doesn't have to be financial assistance. Just being there as having a conversation with them and making them feel better. We do not want this thing where people are stressed and depressed out there. People are broken. A lot of us are broken. So sometimes you just need to have a conversation with your friend without even asking them for anything.
Because it helps, sometimes all you need is just that little advice. Because here I'm thinking in my head that, listen, I need to add sugar in that before I add the water. When really and truly, I didn't know that you could add the water
first.
Which all you need is just, as you said, that idea then or whatever. It helps. I mean, you come home and your kids know that you're coming home tired and stuff like that, so they already prepare a meal for you. Put it that way. So instead of you have to come home
and start cooking,
because that used to be a problem. You know what? I've seen some couples and I've experienced a lot. Black people we're weird too in so many ways. I remember this couple, the husband and wife. They seem to be happy and stuff. So they were okay with it. But I look on it different. This guy would come home from work late, and the wife, for example, she had the whole day home and stuff like that, right? She couldn't cook that dinner from 3:00 in the evening, and have it put down,
So the happy gets home and still needs to start cooking.
No, well, it's either that or no, you couldn't start cooking, the moment he's coming home, but that he's leaving work 9:00. So it's gonna take him, because already there's a time span.
Home.
So you're gonna put on the pot 9:00.
Oh, hell!
You know what I'm saying? Remember, you had the whole entire day. You could have done that. So you find out people are like that. You do have relationships.
That's taking care of each other and considering each other's feelings we're talking about.
But yes or no, that also holds you back. Because I mean, instead of the wife was sleeping and all you do is come in and say, baby, your dinner is in the microwave or your dinner is on the table. No, you're gonna have to be, let me share, because you're gonna have to be sharing out the dinner when the person arrives home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that time he's frustrated.
Yes.
He's tired.
Yeah.
He just wants to shower and eat and sleep.
Well, I mean, it's okay. We're doing our part in this.
We need to take care of each other, guys. Let's take good care of each other and support each other as Black people.
Yes.
To avoid this Black tax from carrying on from generation to generation. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Another episode.
Fun-filled episode.
As usual. Right here, right now.
Right here, right now. So you guys, check us out on social media, our social media pages. Instagram, we are Yard Connection Podcast. Same with Facebook. And on Twitter, we are Yard Connection. So thank you so much for joining us, joining Kevin Nembhard with his wife, Kiki Nembhard. We're signing out. The Nembhard family.
Peace.
We out.
Ciao.